Moving into a new home is supposed to be an exciting time. But sometimes that new home has secrets that you really, really wish you never learned. What kind of secrets, you ask? Well, here are some that new homeowners discovered in real life. An unbelievable discovery. Imagine doing some home remodeling work in your house and accidentally stumbling upon the entrance to a hidden underground city with significant archaeological importance. It may sound like the plot of a best-selling novel or action-adventure movie, but it happened in Turkey in 1963. Here is the incredible story of the ancient underground city of Derinkuyu. In 1963, a Turkish dad knocked down a wall in his basement, revealing a secret room that led to an underground tunnel that took him to the ancient city of Derinkuyu. Thought to have been created during the Byzantine era in 780 to 1180 AD, the network of kitchens, stables, churches, tombs, wells, communal rooms, and schools was most likely used as a bunker to protect inhabitants from the Arab-Byzantine wars. During this time, cave-like chapels and Greek inscriptions were added to the ancient city, and about 600 entrances allowed people to come and go. Heavy stone doors could close Derinkuyu from the inside to fend off intruders, and each story could be shut off individually. Amazingly, Derinkuyu isn't the only one of its kind, though it's in the running to be one of the largest underground cities. Secret refuge. Alexandra Poulos of Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, always knew there was something special about her house. And now her suspicions have been justified. Poulos believes she has discovered a piece of true American history, a secret room below her basement that was once part of the Underground Railroad. When her mother and her brother passed away within a year of each other, Poulos had her father sign over the rights of the home to her so it would remain in their family, despite his moving out. With the basement fresh on her mind, she remembered a rumor that a former neighbor told her father years ago. There was a neighbor out back, an old doctor and his wife, Poulos recalled. She told my dad, "You know there's a basement under your basement." Her dad just thought she was crazy or whatever. Long story short, she always had that in the back of her mind. After she noticed some cracks in the basement floor and walls in her childhood home. When Poulos called Baldwin Masonry to make sure the cracks were taken care of in the basement, she asked to dig a little deeper. The very next day, she got a call from the workers that they had found something strange. A large hole in the basement floor leads to a previously unknown room 14 feet below. There is also a stone wall on one side with one stone jutting out that is particularly loose. But Poulos hasn't wanted to investigate what's behind the wall too much, for fear of affecting the foundation. A local historian said there are plenty of other reasons the hidden room may exist but didn't discount the historical prevalence of the Underground Railroad in that area. Poulos must be thrilled about her mysterious new discovery. Bats in the walls. Michelle Hamill and her family moved into a new home in Chilliwack, BC, only to find that it was already occupied on the day they took up residence there. Not with human tenants, but bats. As many as 150 of them live in the home's chimney and attic. Hamill sent her husband to investigate when they first saw bats flying out of the chimney. He got up on the chimney and started counting how many were coming out, and he stopped counting at 150, she told. The home was inspected before it was purchased, but the inspector didn't find the bats. Hamill later called a pest control company to see whether the winged creatures could be removed. A technician looked in the attic, and sure enough, there they were, tucked away on a wall. They flew off when a light was shined on them. Bats are breeding around this time of year, and that means a number of the animals in Hamill's home could be pups. All 19 species of bats are also protected under BC's Wildlife Act, and that means they can't be killed or harassed out of the home. I know it's just bats and some people think they're cute, but I am certainly not one of those people. Unwelcome guest. When a group of students in Ohio moved into their new house, they soon started to notice weird sounds coming from the basement every night. Initially convinced they had a ghost on their hands, the real truth soon made itself clear. A locked door in the students' basement, which they assumed to be a maintenance cupboard, revealed a shocking secret, when eventually opened by the property's realtor. Inside, there was a makeshift bedroom with clear evidence of someone who lived in there. But it turned out to be just a normal guy who had access to the house and the room with a key from his cousin, a previous resident of the house. The guy had been living there secretly rent-free. He was forced to pack his things and leave immediately as soon as he was caught. Well, the hidden secret down in the basement was not quite as scary as something the students might have overthought of, like a monster for instance. There was still something very unnerving to have a guy living right under you. Slithering intruders. In September 2009, it seemed like the ideal home for the growing Sessions family. Ben and Amber Sessions got it for what seemed like a steal, paying less than $180,000. But soon after moving in, they looked around and saw the snakes slithering all around the property. Sessions said they trusted their real estate agent, who, she claimed, told them the snake problem was made up by the previous owner so that they could leave their mortgage behind. He assured them that every precaution was made to keep the snakes away, she said. But shortly after they moved in, Amber Sessions saw 8 snakes in one day. She texted her agent, she said, and he told her he was going to help them take care of it with traps. The problem just kept getting worse, and 3 months after they moved in, Amber Sessions, who was pregnant at the time, had enough of what seemed like the Serpent House of Horrors. She said she got so scared about coming across a surprise snake in the house that she was worried she would miscarry. One day, we caught 43 snakes in total, and that was it. The next morning I almost stepped on one in our house and I had enough. We can't do this anymore, she told ABC News. I don't know how we stayed there as long as we did. It felt like we were living in Satan's lair, she told the AP in a separate interview. Neil and Denise Art owned the home before the Sessions did. In 2006, they invited a news crew to shoot the piles of snakes they found in the house. The video on YouTube showing buckets all over the house spilling over with snakes now has more than 2.5 million hits. Eventually, the Ards abandoned the home and tried to sue the real estate agent. Their lawsuit was eventually dismissed. Occult decor. An Imgur user named Bushi992 moved into his new house and discovered some creepy things he probably wished he hadn't abandoned by the previous owners. They are upside-down crosses and occult symbols of the most devilish variety that covered the attic and basement floors and walls. There were even spooky messages scrawled onto the surface saying stuff like, "For I am the earth and within me, the devil burns." All of that, coupled with the depictions of the ancient mischief god, Pan, would be enough to make sure the new owner would have some sleepless nights. As above, so below. A few drinks and a little idle curiosity have led to the discovery of a hidden chapel under a family home. The Farla family were celebrating Good Friday when they decided to check out a metal grid in their Telford home in Shropshire. Ever since Pat, 52, and Diane Farla, 43, moved into the detached Victorian building 3 years ago, they'd wondered what lay behind the meter-long rectangle which lay alongside a wall. After pulling it away, they found a hole that was just big enough for Gareth Farla, 20, and his uncle Matthew Lathan, 25, to squeeze through. Blinking in the darkness, they found themselves in a small, eerie cellar which appears to look like a chapel. In the center of the room lay a wooden cross that appeared to have fallen after rotting away. The family planned to get in touch with local history groups who might be able to shed some light on their discovery. The Farla said the deeds of the detached house dated from 230 years ago, and they believe that at some point it had been used as a pub. In addition to their underground discovery, the superstitious family thinks they may have released some sort of ghost or spirit after a mysterious photograph was taken shortly afterward. Have you ever found anything creepy in your home? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching.